Thankfully, they just kind of gave him a big cuddle down there as well, those tyres, and arrested him nice and slowly, so he was okay. Looking forward to their last race here as well. The first ever race back in 2009 on this circuit was a ute race won by George Miedeke. And now the last race will be between Cedars, Harris on the front row, Jane Pretty on the second row. All the big names are right at the front of this one. Who will take the last race win and round win for the year? Very tight between Cedars and Harris. We know Cedars has done enough to wrap up the championship, so now it's all about going out in style. Cedars v Harris on the front row, like we mentioned. That'll be a good fight down to the first corner. Kim Jane, Nathan Pretty, row 2. Jeremy Gray having a pretty good weekend here this weekend after that nasty crash that he had in practice. It's Craig Dontis alongside him. Ben Dunn hopefully going to get a better start than he had in that last one. And Ryan Hansen with a few cars to pass too.
Yeah, obviously Peter Ward-Barbera starting a fair way back. Going to watch him come through. He hasn't had a great run. Obviously that race 1 incident that put him well back has certainly affected his starting position here for the final race of the weekend and of 2016.
Here comes big Brucey Oaklands, and the Oaklands built entry, part of a 2-car operation, he and Jeremy Gray.
Oh, just looking at that rear window, the fat stick still cracks me up every time.
Because that's what this category used to be about, characters. You used to have a huge grid of them. Kind of all got a bit serious, the utes, but thankfully guys like Bruce are still keeping it real. Matty Nolan's carrying our second on board for us here.
You can see there on the left-hand front door skin there, a lot of first place stickers there.
This ute's had a pretty good history.
It has.
In the championship.
He had a lot of understeer in that first race today, which was race 2 overall. A lot of steering lock in that car, almost more than half a turn of lock getting through these 90-degree corners. So hopefully he's got that car turning a little bit better. If you haven't got a good turning car here at Homebush, you're going to be very, very slow.
Something fun to think about during this race, Grant Johnson holds the record for most podiums in the championship on 26. Cedars and Harris now also on 26. Could they take that record here, the last race of the weekend for most podiums? They start on the front row alongside each other, so it's a good chance. No Marcus Zakanevic after his nasty crash, so a vacant grid spot at the back. Harris makes his intentions clear, although I can't tell if that car is just a little bit angled that way anyway this weekend. It's not exactly the straightest race car on there. For the final time in 2016, we go racing, and Harris comes straight over to Cedars and clocks him one. And clocks him another one, and Cedars argues back like a dogfight between the 2 leading utes. As they push and shove, will it end in tears down at turn 1? Cedars hangs Harris high and dry. Was not happy with the treatment he got. He just shoved him back.
It was very similar to race 1. They both did the same thing at race 1. Harris coming in from the outside, trying to crowd Cedars, and he had nothing of it, standing his ground and getting that job done at turn 1.
Proper pushing and shoving down
Cedars sideways,
big
straight
moment.
ahead, through the chicane.
You're lucky to get away with that one. Oof. Well, the championship's over. These boys can just have at it now, and that's exactly what they're doing. But there is a round win up for grabs between Cedars and Harris. So it's all to play for. Oh, Harris all over it. He loves that passing spot. Cedars is aware of it. Covers him off. Harris gives him one back.
Oh, Harris has got a bad run out because Cedars slowed him up mid-corner.
Kim Jane is the most opportunistic driver in the field, and he'll just swing to the inside of Harris. Side by side down Dawn Fraser Ave.
How's the fight there with Kim Jane? Harris is trying to clear Jane here.
Oh, man.
This is going to go down to turn 9.
Jane's got the inside. Now, will he send Harris out to the fence like Harris did with Dontis earlier today? No, that's quite sporting.
He's very, very polite there, isn't he? Will Harris do the return to him coming out?
No. They gave each other a bit of room, but Jane backed out of it and falls back to Pretty, so maybe Harris did run him out of road.
I think he might have. Harris is determined to get Cedars and get this round win. Oh, Dontis up the inside.
Oh, gets one back from Kim in the next corner. Old-fashioned ute racing. This is good stuff, Steve. We love it.
From possibly second place back to 5th in 4 corners.
Yep, if you're on the wrong side, you can go back very quickly. Ben Dunn doing a really good job this weekend here, fighting with Ryan Hansford, trying to pull himself through the field in the multi-spares ute. He's on the outside here at turn 1. That's tough now.
Got the job done, though.
Poor Jane still going backwards.
Yeah, he didn't get a very good run out of there, did he? So, still a little bit congested. He's still a bit congested here at the moment. Everyone's just trying to find their spot. Oh, he's late under brakes. He seems to be really struggling mid-corner. Jane trying to get that car turned. Maybe the tyre pressure is still a little bit low. We've got a couple there side by side coming in here to turn 5.
Oh, it's a tough spot to make it stick. Mason Barbera looking racy in the 17 IOR Petroleum entry. Good stuff. The Wilto entrance on the back as well. That's Steve Wilson, top 5 finish for him at the Gold Coast. His best result ever. Round the top of the circuit and back down Dawn Fraser Ave through the roller coaster. Cedars open up a bit of a lead here.
A little bit of lead on Harris there, who's still crabbing down the road, as he has all weekend, hasn't he?
If you've just joined us for the first time, that car of Royal Harris, sitting second on the road with the number 1 on it. The right rear of that car has been pointing out all weekend long, but it still seems to be working for him. As they sit on the racetrack is how they'll stand on the podium for the round. Cedars, Harris, Pretty.
Unless Harris can get in front of Cedars, and that's what he's got to try and do here.
Cedars
pushing along, but Harris has set a lap time, but it's slower than Cedars. Cedars has pulled away a few tenths of a second there on that lap, so Harris has got the fastest last sector, but there's 1.9 seconds between them, and that's going to be a hard gap to bridge for Harris there when you're looking at Cedars, who's obviously no slouch.
Oh, Dunn got the wall then. Shattered glass from that right mirror.
Did you say got it done, or?
That'd be nice. My brain's not working that fast this late in the year. Craig Woods having a look up the inside of Matt Nolan.
And see there, these cars are not going to have many mirrors left after this race.
Have a go at Royal Harris. The angle at which he tried to come over and cover off the Mango Credit Ute. Gave him a tap there, and then Cedars said, okay, you want to play that game? I'll just go right hand down, right back at you. This is good stuff. Bang! That was a big shot.
Couple there, one after another.
Bit of niggle.
Just Harris trying to crowd Cedars down closer to the inside where the dirty line is to get that advantage. And here we see Harris having a real crack at Cedars, and this is where he gets slowed up here. Banks. He had to get off the gas there, onto the brake, slow himself up, and look at Jane, perfectly positioned to get up alongside Harris, but he wasn't able to get that job done. Harris was fighting for 2 corners, and here we got a replay of Dunn.
Yep. Wacko, there it goes.
And there goes that mirror.
Well, he's opened up a nice little lead here, 1.9 seconds, and looking to turn the fastest lap of the race this time by. Royal Harris seeing the black and orange tailgate get smaller and smaller out the front.
Well, Harris actually took out a tiny bit of time there. It's now down to 1.7, so...
Oh, in the background, Hansford clocking the wall. Gave that a proper nudge. Big dent here as well on the right front.
He's just double checking to see if he's got air in all 4 tyres at the moment. The last thing you want is to come down here under brakes and have no air in that right front after he's hit that wall. So it all seems to be okay at this moment.
This battle going all the way back down where we've got Woods pulling out of the slipstream here. He's 12th. Plenty of guys involved in that fight.
Another lock-up up in front there. You can see that smoke haze. Oh,
oops.
Dunn's car got the reminiscent of that outside wall there at turn 1.
It's just like a dog wagging its ears at the moment.
Well, they've got plenty of time to fix them, so...
That's true. It looks like the Utes will be in circulation again next year before the new Super Ute at Townsville. There goes Woods up the inside.
Woods.
That was aggressive on Matty Nolan.
Got it done,
too. Great move. Oh, Nolan wants him back. He's got the overlap. Oh, you've got to be careful.
Touching.
Turn 8, we go on board with Nolan. He gets into the left rear of him, and they both get through there. Good racing. Good stuff. Woods tries to cover him off again and does so.
On board now with Nolan coming down into turn 9, the bumpy. Oh, he's locked. You hear the lock up there.
Oh.
He was able to pull it up. But look at the steering lock on it. Still having issues getting that car turned.
Plenty of wheel work. The Clipsal entry.
Oh, Hansford.
Oh. Inside of Dunn. Nice move.
Got it done. I couldn't help myself, sorry. Oh,
no, he
Dunn's
hasn't
back.
got it done because Dunn's back with a vengeance. No, not quite there. Good stuff. Good racing the whole way through the pack. Still Cedars leading the way. 5 to go.
Big dent on that right front there of Hansford. Still going okay. Barbera coming through now. He's really onto the back of Jane now. Oh, tags the wall on the exit of one.
Now, there's history between these two. From Symmons Plains onward, they've been at each other. Probably the... Oh, here we go. Hansford's gone off down there at turn one. Nolan was involved in this.
Yeah, Nolan was there too. I saw the Clipsal thing. They've both got going again, though.
Hansford's not had a good weekend, hunting for a hat-trick of podiums here. Doesn't look like it's going to go his way this weekend here.
Barbera's 6/10 quicker than Kim Jane on that last lap.
Oh,
look at that.
From bad to worse. Is he stuck on that?
I think he might be. He is too.
He is.
I'm wondering if Hansford's had some brake issues down there at turn one, and it's reared its head again down here at turn two.
He's got it fired up. How do you get out of this one? Gas her up. That's how you do it. He's going to try and floor it out of there. Just grab a gear and drop the clutch. That was excellent.
I still think he's going to be stuck on there at the moment unless he can reverse off it.
Well, we're hearing he got clear, which is good news. Hopefully he hasn't dragged the tyres out. Okay, what happened here?
So Hansford at the back of this queue, in that blue and fluoro yellow car. Yeah, see, he's got some sort of a brake issue, I think. He just can't stop.
Oh.
He just can't stop, so there's obviously an issue there.
Now, what happened down at turn one? Again, yeah.
Same again.
Oh, but everyone went with him. The Ford Precision Driving School down there. That was amazing. Let's watch this from Nolan's point of view. This is excellent.
This is a classic example of
one in, all in.
You look where you go. If you're looking at the car going off in front of you, you're going to follow him off.
That's amazing. Precision stuff.
Oh, Nolan was almost the better of everybody. Oh, that was a dangerous re-entry too. Wow.
Crazy stuff back in the pack.
Barbera still on the back of Jane. Not quite able to get it done. He's faster, but he just can't get the pass done cleanly. We're running for 6th and 7th here at the moment.
What the future holds for Mason Barbera. Sent him a text yesterday to see if he's got some plans locked in next year. With the uncertainty over what's happening with the Utes, he assures me he's got Nico Rosberg's driving Formula One. So best of luck for him for season 2017. Long lost relative of Hector Barbera in MotoGP, he tells me.
Oh, I much prefer to be in the Formula One car than a MotoGP bike, just quietly.
Slightly safer, maybe. Skinny Stick's having a good weekend. Jeremy Gray, he's 5th here on the track, ahead of these two drivers.
Just set his fastest middle sector of the race too, so he's starting to push on pretty well now.
Now back in the pack, Nolan trying to get his way through. Oh, that's a huge lock-up. There you go.
That's how you do it. Would that be a curb strike? Maybe.
I think he went before the curb. That was amazing. Got it done. Off he goes. Now, Harris still in search of the leader.
He is hunting him down too. Look at him.
3/10 quicker on that last lap.
He was, yep.
He's famously good on the old tyres, Roll Harris.
Well, at the way that he's going, he's going to be famously good on 50-cent pieces if he keeps locking that left front up.
Let's see if he can catch the Mango Credit Ute right at the end. For Cedars, he's clinched that championship now.
Oh, looks good over those curves.
Looks great. He's on the hunt here. He's chasing and chasing. Cedars, 6 podiums so far, or 5. This will be his 6th. In the other 2 rounds, he was 4th and 4th. Can't get much better than that. He and Nathan Pretty looking for their 6th podium of the year, which would equal the record for most podiums in a year. Pretty consistent stuff from both of them.
Because it's been a little while too. I mean, Cedars is, and that's why he's the champion. He's been up there in that top 3 or 4 week in and week out.
Yeah, I mean,
but he just hasn't had the race wins that you would expect the champion to have. But you don't need the race wins if you're finishing up there week in and week out.
23 races this year. He's been in the top 10, all 23 of them.
Yeah.
That's all that matters at the end of the day when you're putting a championship score together. Having said that, he's still won, what is it, like 7 of the races this year. So he's having a good run all round. Very quick. And has done a really good job avoiding the chaos and carnage more than anything else, which is quite apparent in the youth category. It's there at times.
Sometimes you can't avoid it.
Yeah, you're just the innocent victim sometimes. But also helped Royal Harris, only did really half of the year. Harris is reeling him in here.
He wasn't as quick as Cedars in that first sector. He was 2/10 shy, but he actually was a 1/10.5 quicker overall. So Harris has got some good speed, second and third sector on this track. He's struggling a bit down here. As you can see there, he keeps locking up that left front. But after turn 5, from turn 5 onwards, he seems to have this thing hooked up pretty well. So we'll see if he can bridge that gap a little bit. He did get through turn 1 a bit better then. We'll see if he's improved his first sector time once he comes through after this 2-3-4 chicane.
Now, there's only 4 points difference between first and second in a race, so by my stats, Cedars should still win the round if he gives this one away. Hard to tell at the moment. Here we go, under brakes. Barbera, got it. Whoops, there we go. Take the high line through the curbs. Well, he spent a few laps sizing that one up.
So he got a curb strike there, so we'll see what happens, whether he has to give that back or not.
Matty Nolan back in the pits as well after being in the action earlier in that Clipsal entry. I'd be surprised if it's shock absorber damage.
Yeah.
The way he's hitting those curbs. Last lap and a half for 2016. The Utes have raced here every single year the supercars have since 2009. We've had different round winners too across that stretch, but it looks like Cedars is going to back it up here, be the first driver to do so.
See, Harris lost on this lap nearly half a second to the first sector, and he spends the rest of the lap trying to catch that back up. I think as Cedars is going here, if he has a nice clean final lap, he's going to take out this race and the round win and take home that championship trophy.
He's answered the call there, hasn't he? Half a second quicker than Ryle Harris that time through. Opening up that buffer. 3 times a runner-up in this championship. Inside the top 5 every year since 2010 when he started. A round winner here in the past. Finally, he's going to get his championship, which he deserves. Nathan Pretty couldn't quite fight. Oh no, Steve Wilson on the last lap of the year with issues. Oh, that looks huge. We've got Dunlop Series coming up next as well. Hopefully he's not putting oil on the track. He pulls it over. Oh, it's a shame. He's been really strong all year. He's made it back to the pits.
Yeah, it looks like something. It looks like it's running okay still, but maybe one of the oil cooler lines have been busted off through these harsh curbs. He may have gone straight through one of those chicanes and torn it off too. So
it's also something to think about if you're the leader here. If you're David Cedars, there might be some oil on the track down there.
Absolutely. It's not over yet.
They're a pretty cluey team. Luke and the boys will be on the radio to say careful, potential oil in the last sector. He's got a 1.2 second buffer. So we bring it home in 2016. The Utes, it was a bit of a depleted field in 2016. We had our moments.
Oh, Harris.
Gee,
wide.
Harris trying and bowling a wide down there.
He's having a go, isn't he? But just now he's having a bit of fun.
He's decided, yeah, I'll call off the search party and just enjoy myself here. Raced at Simmons Plains and Phillip Island, a couple of tracks that we haven't been racing at the recent years of this series. It's fitting that this man should get the win as well. He and Harris will tie each other now on most podiums, taking that record away from Grant Johnson. Party time, synchronized drifting. David Sideways Cedars, he's pumped and thrilled, and so he should be. The champion picking up the last win of the year. Man, Mason Barbera trying to fight for every spot, pushing Jeremy Gray all the way to the stripe, pulls out right at the end, couldn't get it done. So it's Cedars from Harris. Pretty, who we barely even saw in that race, a long way off the pace. And Dontas Gray wrapping up the top 5. But there's your champion.
You're going to see some donuts
Go
here?
on, come on, Dave. Hook it in.
Sideways Cedars.
Living up to the name there momentarily. And gee, I tell you what, if Shane Van Gisbergen gets the job done today, there could be some incredibly smoky burnouts happening.
I think there's going to be flat tyres at the end of it, just quietly.
So it looks like this final race at the final round. It's David Cedars from Ryle Harris, Nathan Pretty. That's how they'll finish for the round 2. Cedars, Harris, Pretty on the podium. Dontas, strong all year long. Unfortunately, not fighting for a championship at the end of the day. Jeremy Gray inside the top 5 for Bruce Oakland's team and doing well. Craig Woods driving off the back of the field to finish inside the 10 as Sideways Cedars still slipping his way back. Awesome stuff. And this championship started on the streets of Adelaide, on a street circuit, and it wraps up at a street circuit here in Sydney.